Kristen Stewart, what you saw in her that that you felt made her perfect for that role.
Well, I'll let her go first. You asked her a question.
Okay. You know, if you listen to a song and you know that band, and maybe you don't know that song, you can kind of go, "Oh, I recognize that. I'm pretty sure I know that." Really? No, I'm kidding. I mean, somebody. Sorry. Okay, so basically, like it's immediately recognizable if it's a familiar artist. His movies have that. They're just absolutely particular. And at first, I was really, really aware of that, and wondered if I was ever going to fit into it. I've always worked extremely, or at least the work that's I've really enjoyed, and like, I don't know, my better work. It's really impulsive and really spontaneous, and I haven't really had to step outside of my natural default settings, my personality, my demeanor. So in this case, I was I approached it in a way that I luckily abandoned almost immediately once we started filming. But at first I thought that I was going to have to learn every single line perfectly, and we were going to, you know, he doesn't rehearse or anything like that, but I felt as though I needed to prepare. And I'm really bad at that, and it didn't really work out. And luckily, once we got going, that tonal quality that's so familiar and immediately recognizable, it just happens intrinsically. It just is sort of, it just I don't know. It just happens. And who knows? Maybe we didn't do it, but I think we kind of nailed it. And yeah, it was really natural. Once we actually found the character, and once I actually got comfortable with that version of myself. You know, it's never like completely changing yourself, but it's like finding things that are a little bit more buried. And I think that's probably, he probably saw something in me that I didn't, and that's the best feeling in the world. That's why I really like doing this. It's the best relationship you can have with a director, is when they show you something about yourself you didn't know.
In answer to your second part, she was a perfect person for the part. Juliet Taylor, my casting director, and myself were speculating on who to cast, and as soon as Kristen's name came up, we both immediately figured she was the one. I needed somebody who could play an adorable little secretary from Nebraska with little white socks on and little dresses, and she could be this sweet little girl that you thought of, you know, just as cute as a button, and you know, and you'd believe it. And then later in the movie, you could see her in furs and jewels, and she would look just smashing and elegant, and could play that character, having transformed her life in a different way. And we thought Kristen could do it, that she would be perfectly believable as a sweet, naive thing from Nebraska, and she would be completely believable as a sophisticated beauty in cosmopolitan Manhattan. So it was a no-brainer. We called her up, and she was available, and we were lucky to get her.
And I auditioned for this part too. I was like, I really had to prove myself, because I don't know if that like flitty, lovely little lady thing was necessarily something that he saw initially, because I definitely had to prove that.
Yeah. We sent her something to read, and she read it, and it confirmed our feelings that she, you know, could do both sides of the character.
I'm afraid our time is up. Thank you very